What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay Hen, and welcome to Kingdom Conversations. It is another week that we are here, and I pray that everybody had an amazing weekend, that you spent time, of course, in worship and with family and friends and doing stuff that you love and you enjoy, things that make you smile, because this is the season to be happy. So, listen, I'm excited about everything that we got going on. And as I do every week, I want to take time out just to say thank you to all of you guys that lend me your support. You guys are so supportive, from the clothing line to the gourmet dessert line, and now new music and new videos that we are blessed to make. So I'm just excited. I just want to say thank you. We have an amazing show for you today. As you guys know, we always try to bring you 5-star quality guests, and today doesn't cut any corners. We don't cut any corners on today's show. There's a young lady that I was privileged to meet about a year or two ago from Texas, and she is just amazing. She has so many things going on. She is an entrepreneur. She has a publishing company, but I'm going to let her tell you all about that. But before I introduce her, I want you guys to check this out real quick, because I got something hot. I mean, it's hot, y'all. It's coming, and it's coming real soon. Y'all check this out. I'll be right back.
When I think of your goodness and all you've done for me, I gotta give you thanks, 'cause I should have been dead and gone. You've been good, so good.
Yeah, man, that's my new joint. That's my new joint coming soon. Another Chance. It is straight up quartet meets soul music, and I'm telling you, that song is so personal to me, because I wrote that song in the heat of the pandemic, right after I lost one of my best friends, Bishop Zebedee Doughton. So that song is really personal, and I think it's something that all of us can relate to, because after the last 2 years that we've all survived, we are really thankful for another chance. So listen, without further ado, I want to introduce this young lady. I think that she's going to bless you guys. I think you're going to be encouraged and inspired, most of all, to go after your dreams. She is an African queen. She is a boss. She is an entrepreneur. She's a talk show host. I mean, this young lady does it all. I mean, she sings. She's just all around dope. So I want you to put your hands together. Everybody join me. Let's bring to our stage none other than P.Koffe Brown.
Like, who is he introducing? Sound like he introducing Jesus' first cousin or something. Like, what? I'm like, what is going on up in here? What's good?
What's up, Koffe Brown?
What's happening with you? I said, let me go ahead and send over my background mix vocals to add to the track.
Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. Ain't nothing to it but a push of a button.
Listen here. Listen, I know. I done been in the studio.
I know.
Listen here.
But man, listen, thank you for coming to the conversation today. I want you to just start off telling our audience, who is P.Koffe Brown?
Well, that's a loaded question. So you know, it's very, very loaded. Very loaded.
Nothing but time. It's all you.
I am who I am. I am a loyal, honest, trustworthy child of the Most High God, who is a mother of 3 incredible young adult human beings. And I'm just aspiring to be what God has designed and created me to be, while I'm still in this human form. Before I have to take off this outfit, I just want to do as many things as God has designed and created me to do. I mean, word up. That's who I am. Yeah. I'm just a daughter of the King. That's all.
So you want to do as much as you can while you're mortal before you put on immortality.
Yeah, because they say you can't change clothes back after you dip out. I ain't Jesus now.
Now you have a accent that I am so jealous of. You make fun of my accent all the time, and I'm like, I don't have no accent. Where are you from with this heavy country accent? Where are you from?
You always say that. You're the only person that calls me country. Just so you know, no one calls me country. I am originally, I've been around the way. I mean, I'm like LL, I'm around the way girl. So I've been around the way, literally. I was born in Detroit, Michigan, and I resided there until my teenage years. We relocated to Jacksonville. Then I lived in a couple other states before I landed here in Texas. So I've been quite a number of places, but country is not something I've ever been called. But because it's you, I'm gonna let that slide.
Well, you know, the first thing that God does with anybody that he wants to use is
Make them country.
No. No, he changes their name. Abram to Abraham, Sarai to Sarah. You know, that's so I'm just being used by God just to call you country girl.
And I don't know why you would sit here and tell all these people on this international platform that you don't have an accent.
I don't. You really think I have an accent?
You just said I have one. So obviously, no, you got one. Straight New York.
What? I don't hear it, but if you say so, I trust you. So I want to.
I don't trust you with the country girl thing, though.
Yeah, trust me.
That don't work for
me. We can do a poll. All of y'all that think country, country girl got a country girl accent. P.Koffe Brown. I'm calling you country girl now. All of y'all that think P.Koffe Brown sound like she from the country, put it up in the chat room right now. Let me see.
No one is going to agree with you, but the Bible does say agree with your adversary while you're in the way with them.
Oh, see, so now you're trying to do the proper thing and get rid of the accent and talk like our clear brothers and sisters. But I see you.
That's all right. I'm gonna let you have it.
I see right through you. I see what you're trying to do.
If that's what you want to live by, and if that's what you want to say to yourself to make yourself feel better, then fine.
Okay, God bless. But I want to say publicly thank you because you do something that I think so many people in the kingdom need to learn. You found your niche, right? With the publishing, with the author, being an author, published author. And what I love about you is you have gotten that niche. You've nailed it down. You know what to do. You know great artwork. You know great editing. And what you've done is you've created other spaces for more people other than yourself. Me being one of them, I've been blessed to be a part of 2 anthologies with you now. And I publicly want to say thank you because there's not a lot of people that do that. You are super successful and you found it not robbery to turn around and say, yo, I know this is what you want to do. Come stand with me on my platform. What made you be able to do that or see the necessity to do that for other authors that are trying to, get ahead?
It's common sense to me because somebody gave me a chance. So in my brain, it's really common sense. And it's stronger together than it is apart. There's not, if you really look historically at the best authors in the industry of writing, you really probably going to be able to name just a handful and the rest fall in the cracks. But what you don't find is a whole lot of people who understand the power of coming together to create incredible content.
Wow.
To where we all can thrive and success and win together. So I think it's more important to do it together than it is apart. I mean, we could do it apart. I've written solo books and all. I mean, that's wonderful. It's all gravy. Did well with those projects. But at the end of the day, when the dust settles and the smoke clears, it's, to me, this is just me. This is just P.Koffe Brown. My brain tells me that it is more powerful if we can do collaborations and work together. It's a concept. It's a Bible concept. That's where I got the whole idea from, literally. It's really from the Bible, seriously. I remember when I first launched and I was telling my dad, I said, I think I want to do work like the Bible. He was like, what, daughter? Because, my dad's a bishop. So he was like, daughter, you can't. I said, yes, you can, because he was thinking I'm trying to redo the Bible. I was like, nah, man, not redoing the Bible. So, the bishop wasn't thrilled about that. He was like, daughter, we don't need this. Nah, Dad, I'm saying a combination of several authors with the same end result in mind. So I just take titles, identify solid titles, put them through certain systems to find out if it's friendly with the market, what the industry thrives and wants and desires to have. And then I identify writers who we know can produce some stellar content like yourself, coupled with the other 49 authors that have been published through us. And then we just shoot to the moon from there.
That's amazing. Now, when you are looking for writers, is there any qualities that you look for? Because I'm telling you, after this show, everybody that's an author that watches this show is going to try to holler at you and be like, yo, Coffee Brown, I got some content. What do you look for when you're looking for writers to be a part of your the content that you're creating?
Well, I can't give you my total coaching secret sauce, but what I can tell you is this. I look for individuals who think the same way as I do, but don't write the same way as I write. So I look for people who think about collaborations, who respect collaborations, who are networkers, who understand the power in network being your net worth. And then I shoot from the hip from there. There's some other criteria that we do, but I can't tell my
you ain't got to give it all up
on people's shows and stuff, because that's people pay me to tell them the secrets.
Right. But I think that's so important, because people look at the end result and don't really understand that there's a process. There's a vetting process that
it's an intense vetting process.
Yeah.
And some of the sons and daughters of Zion get a little offended when they don't get chosen to be a part of the church.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be a part of the church. Sorry.
Not this church.
Not this one. No. I mean, because at the end of the day, you think about it, when you're getting ready to create a song, and you got to look at background vocalists. Everybody can't sing background the way you need for this particular project. They may be able to sing background for project C, but this is project A.
Right.
You didn't make the cut. Doesn't make you the wrong person. Doesn't make you not worthy, not a good writer. It's just it's the same concept as we can go looking for a position with an organization, and then they say, "Oh, we looked you over," and then you go to another company, the same exact criteria, and they say, "We've been waiting on you."
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of us understanding and knowing the end result that we want, and then identifying people that we know can make that happen.
Wow. So now with you being in this publishing business, because I don't think we even touched it, you do so much. What do you do in publishing? You have your own company, like
all of it from start to finish, from the thought in the mind to the product in hand, all the way through, start to finish.
So you're really hands-on with every part of all of these books that are coming out.
Correct. I do all of the packaging. Pretty much when you see the end result, it's kind of like, and I have to keep going back to music because, with me being a music person,
right.
When you package an album, you go, okay, I got 12 tracks. Now, what track is supposed to hit first? Which track is going to be the one that people are going to be like, oh, I need to hear more of that. So I have a group, an actual mastermind group where we come together and say what chapter goes where, how this fits there from the start to the finish of the publication. Then I turn around and package the publication in totality, submit it to make certain that it is formatted and all that kind of stuff to stand against every major author that there is in the publishing world. From there, then I release it. Once I release it, then I publish it.
Wow, that's commendable, because the last anthology that we did, we was blessed to get on the bestseller list.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the very last, after that one, we did 2 more. And the very last one that we did stayed on the bestsellers list for 20-something weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. Being a Black woman in the marketplace, what challenges have you faced, and how were you able to overcome them?
I get a little resistance from men of color.
Really?
Unfortunately, yes.
Wow.
I get a little resistance from men because, and this makes sense. It makes sense to me that sometimes a guy wouldn't be real receptive of a woman telling them what to do, if you will, if you look at it that way, because some people actually look at it that way, as opposed to looking at it as this is an individual who knows what she's doing and she's teaching me what she has done so I can win too, period. Doesn't matter whether I'm in masculine or feminine energy. Who gives a who cares, you know? But that's the only opposition I've ever run into, is to have, you know, a guy kind of like test me to see if I had some testosterone or not. I'm like, I got some testosterone, you know, I ain't lacking testosterone. I just don't have the same amount you got, sir.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, I've gone through that. But other than that, I have not had any opposition other than having to deal with men, a couple guys of color really not respecting the process, kind of feeling, you know, I've had some, you know, just that. But other than that, I kind of really don't take much, so I don't get much.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Just a little thugged out, just a little bit.
Just a little, you got a little thug.
Just a little thug, just
Okay.
a tiny bit.
Nothing wrong with it. But you host a show called The Hot Seat.
Yes, sir.
So I want to do a version of The Hot Seat with you.
No, you don't. Oh gosh. Listen.
Are you ready? This is payback. I've been in the hot seat, on the hot seat several times.
Yep.
So
And
bang.
you'll be back on there soon too. So bam to that. Bam that. Bam
I'm
that.
gonna keep it light with you.
All right.
Will Smith and Chris Rock. I know you're probably sick and tired of talking about it. But what is your take on it?
Well, you know, I've heard so many different commentaries about this entire situation. But at the end of the day, we all know that we don't have the right to put our hands on another human being,
Right.
in offense or attempting to bring harm to them in any way, shape, or form. He could have slapped him and he could have fell back and hit his head and died. You know, it could have been way worse than what it was. Fortunately, it didn't turn out to be something tragic for Chris Rock, being on the receiving end. I personally don't agree with physical aggression to get my point across. I don't think that's a mature way to address something like that. Understanding that Chris Rock is a comedian, he's going to say inappropriate things about people. He's been doing it for years.
Absolutely.
And no one has slapped him.
No.
You know, so I'm like, well, we're gonna start slapping comics now.
Right.
You know, that's his career path. That's what he's chosen to do for a living. And so taking it personal as though it's a personal attack, I think that would be a little bit questionable about that behavior. It wasn't a personal attack. He was being facetious and funny.
But what I want to get at from your perspective is Jada's reaction. Because let's say me and you are together and you are a B movie star and I'm the mogul. And clearly we're living off of my income as my partner, as the lady in my life, the woman that God has given wisdom to build a house. Don't you feel like, or wouldn't you have tried to stop me at some point? Because I understand.
Of course. But I don't think she really, I think it caught her off guard too, to be quite frank with you.
And I get that. The first slap was, okay, she's off guard. But when old boy got back to his seat and started going off, I didn't even see her like put her hand on his knee like, babe, you know, calm down. It's okay. She's sitting there laughing. And I'm like, wow. That
part, that part was unfortunate because as a woman, I would have been like, what the is wrong with you? Like, why did you just do something you could do? We about to go to jail. So somebody gonna cuff us. What's going on with your mind, dog? You know, I would have been like, you need to calm the ham and cheese down, sir. You are out of your, what is wrong with you?
Right.
You know, I would have really attempted to kind of get him to calm down, take a chill pill. Matter of fact, I would have been like, let's go ahead and quietly exit the sanctuary. At this point, it's time to go because you've embarrassed me. You know, I would have been embarrassed by his behavior, not condoning his behavior. I would have been embarrassed by that. It was not an integral move in any capacity. And I would have been embarrassed and I would have been like, I understand you felt as though you needed to defend my honor Nonetheless, there's a way to defend honor that doesn't bring all kinds of backlash to our address. Now we sitting here, you can't even be a participant in the Oscars for a decade and no telling whatever else they're going to do as a result of this. They haven't identified what other infractions may come about as a result of your behavior. So now we got to go 10 years with you not even being able to be in the building because they can't trust that you're going to be able to use self-control.
Wow.
That's what it boils down to, is self-control.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, you know, the takeaway for me is, you know, you can spend years, because the truth of the matter is this guy's given us 3 decades
Absolutely.
of class behavior, being a role model, entrepreneur, a philanthropist, all of the above, helping so many people, creating jobs for so many people. And just one bad decision just makes all that wash away. And it's like, man, people have just been so, but you know, the part that gets me, Koffe, is how far, and I'm guilty of it too, how far everybody went as if we had a personal relationship with Will and we knew we were in his mind, and we were just, I mean, it was fights in the barbershop. I was in the barbershop arguing with people. I was online tearing people up. I made a hoodie out of it, and the people tried to crucify me. They said, how can you advocate black on black crime and black on black violence? I said, hold on. Y'all got to understand, my clothing company is not a church company. It's in the marketplace.
Yeah, but you were right, Reverend, so they ain't want to hear that.
Yeah, but you know, my thing is, if you have an issue with that one hoodie that I made, my company has created over 65 others. If you haven't purchased one of those, I really don't want to hear what you got to say.
Did you send me a hoodie?
No, I need to. I need to.
I wear it and be talking about, that's what he said.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot, especially people in church, they are so closed-minded. And I mean, I had bishops, I had evangelists calling me, trying to over spiritualize. One guy told me to apologize for making it. I said, no, this was very.
Who do you need to apologize to?
This is what I said to them. I said, who do you want me to apologize to, and why do you want me to?
Do you need to go to the Oscars to apologize?
Right. Is my name Will?
I don't know about apologizing. I'm like,
yeah.
if you don't like it, don't buy it.
That's it, you know. And I think that people need to understand that when you're in business, and I want you to touch on this too, because we live in a capitalistic society, in the marketplace, you have to take advantage of moments to capitalize the capitalistic society that we live in. And again, that was just a moment for me. I made that hoodie the night he got slapped. I said, the hoodies and t-shirts will be on sale in the morning. Everybody thought I was lying till they started seeing people taking pictures with it. I was like, oh, y'all think I'm playing? Y'all know Pastor J. I don't fool around. I'm on that bag, hard body. You understand? And people just was, you know, being in business, how do you deal with people that will be very loud when they think Koffe makes a mistake, but real quiet when Koffe makes a win?
You know, I have a thing called I ignore you spirit. I have a strong I ignore you spirit, because at the end of the day,
I need to know it. I need to learn it.
At the end of the day, to be quite frank with you, when you look at your bottom line and who participated in the line getting there, that's all that has a voice. And that's all.
Whoa. Stop. You can't drop bombs like that and just say that one more time.
Well, if they're not a participant in the bottom line, and they haven't been a person to make sure you got that bottom line figure at the end of the day that your company has produced, then their say is null and void. Who gives it? I mean, I'm just looking at figures like, okay, the company made this amount of money, and I'm trying to see where you participated in this manifesting. Now, if you didn't participate in the company making this particular amount of money, then it doesn't matter what you say, think, or feel. I mean, until you help with this bottom line figure. And you know, the way this tax situation is set up, when they asked me about the, you know, the LLC that I own and operate, and those numbers come in, if the numbers that have come in, you didn't include yourself in participating to produce those numbers, then what you say, that it's irrelevant. So it's called the ignore spirit. I don't care. You know, it's like somebody made a comment to me about, well, why are you going back? You know, I've been selling accessories for like 12 years. And they were like, well, why aren't you staying partner with the company that you were with? Because I didn't make enough money. The bottom line didn't get where I wanted it to be. So if I'm going to bet on anybody, I'm going to bet on me. So I'm going back to betting on me. The end. So, you know, people had something to say about that. People have something to say, you know, they have something to say about the titles that we had with She Chose Him and Screwed Me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I can't believe you said screwed me. And I said, who gives a is this your book? I'm sorry. You know, you know, almost cuss. I'm just like, I just don't, I have, you know, you have to get to that space in your life where everybody's opinion is just that. And I have a saying, opinions are like buttholes. We all have one and nothing comes out of it but waste. The end. Everybody got an opinion about something. But even, you know, like Napoleon Hill said, if no one asked you for your 2 cents, then you shouldn't include your 2 cents in their life. If they didn't ask you for it. If I didn't come to you and say, hey, Pastor Jay, I need your, you know, I want to get your feedback about something, then I don't need to be giving you my 2 cents about something that you didn't ask me for in the first place.
That's good. Well, you know, I think that settles that in a nutshell for me, because again,
the end.
Yeah, I was just more, you know, I was just more bothered that people reacted to something that they thought that was negative when there's a plethora. I mean, this one, I got literally over 65 personally designed hoodies that I created. That my
but capitalization is capitalization. Same thing I said about him being a comic.
Right.
We live in a society where if you can capitalize on something, do it.
Do it. Thank you.
If it works for you, work it. If it
and I still love God.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, you know, God is not sitting in heaven trying to nitpick every little decision that we make. That's why He made us free moral agents. We got a right to choose our path.
Yes.
And God is not sitting in heaven going, you know what, Koffe, I just cannot believe that you would do something like that. Huh? God it's not putting energy into mortal behavior. He's not interested in that. He's interested in our souls being saved.
Yes.
And you know, and of course he is interested in every aspect of our humanity. Nonetheless, he's not sitting here judging every little jot and tittle of something that we choose. We got to choose our path, and from there deal with either the consequences or rewards that come alongside those decisions. Period.
Listen, you are one of the most intelligent Black queens that I know, and I don't say that just in front of you. I speak very highly of you. I've recommended some of my friends that you've been able to help, and you know, I think that when you meet people that are great at what they do, I think it's an opportunity for you to sow by pushing them and helping them to get to another plateau that they're not at. How important is it for you to sow into others outside of your publishing? Because I know what you do with your publishing, how you create opportunities, but do you practice that? Because aren't you a life coach?
I am.
And you coach people's lives, right?
Mm-hmm. I had somebody call me the other day for a whole hour, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what my fee is for you investing your time? Exactly. But I thought about it. He was like, I need your help with this decision that I got to make, and I don't have the investment to pay. Do you mind helping me with this? I was like, what is it about? So when he started sharing with me, I said, oh yeah, you do need a coach.
Yeah.
I got you.
And I got to take my hats off to you too, because when I first met you, I wasn't certified as a life coach. But after working with you, you inspired me to become one. And I opened another business this year because of you. So thank you.
It's my honor. Yeah. I mean, you know, coaching is something, and people don't even really realize it, but a lot of the most influential coaches that you have are the ones that aren't being compensated.
It's the truth.
It's not the ones that's getting all the bags and all that. It's the ones that have sat there with you in the trenches to help you get from A to B in your life or whatever situation you found yourself in. And now we just put a name to it, like we put a name to everything else. It's like the concept of organic food. Well, my dad's been raising vegetables for ages, and I said, man, if you had a came up with that slogan, dog, you would have been rich. And my dad's like, I'm just mad about it today, daughter. I'm just upset about it. And I'm like, my dad's been growing vegetables since the 70s.
Wow.
And I'm like, dang, Dad, all you had to do was put a name on. He was like, girl, ain't nobody no name and no. The name was tomato.
Right.
The carrot. The name was, So the same kind of concept. It's people like my dad who have fed people in the neighborhood who were hungry and all that kind of stuff, and just did it out of the kindness of his heart, not looking for a return on investment. My dad's been coaching people forever.
Wow.
And not being compensated for it. So a lot of the learned behavior that I have as far as giving is concerned, I get it from my parents. My parents are extreme givers.
Wow.
And so they taught us how to be givers and not, you do want to return on investment. Don't get me wrong. You don't want to give yourself out to the point where you don't see any kind of fruit for your labor.
Right.
But you do want to be a giver because it is more blessed to give than it is to receive.
Yeah. And, people say that all the time, but they don't really understand what they're saying, because if you're blessed to give and not have to receive, that means you're always in surplus.
Absolutely.
Because
that's
people
the lender, not the borrower.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not like this. You're the borrower.
Absolutely.
So that's a blessing. And you being a life coach, I'm going to give you a scenario that I had to deal with. And I want to see if I did it right. If I coached this person right.
You putting me on the hot seat again.
Because one of the things that I am encountering, and my counseling services have only been open about maybe 3 months now.
Coaching services.
Coaching services.
Can't say
counseling. See, you're teaching me now. Coaching services. And I have been coaching. I got about 5 clients now, and I've been coaching them. But one of the things that, I kind of can say counseling because I am a licensed counselor, pastor as well.
Oh, okay.
Certified life coach. Okay. So I kind of combine the two together. But one of the things that I'm looking and I'm noticing, Koffe, and I want to hear your take on it. We know how to get together, relationship wise. But why is it that people don't know how to break up healthy? Why is it, especially in our community, I'm seeing that when people want to break up, it has to be this massive explosion. It has to be, you could be with somebody for 30 years, and because it's not working anymore, now all of a sudden you have to become enemies in order for it to, dissolve and go away. Why is that in our community? We don't know how to break up healthy.
I don't even know if I would say it's just our community. I've seen it in other hues also.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
I think I probably just, because I'm in this.
I got you.
It's probably magnified, but it's just like overwhelming. Like, guys, like, come on, we don't have to do it like this.
The opposition usually comes from one of the parties not wanting to dissolve the relationship in most instances. Amicable breakups usually result from both people understanding and knowing that this is something that is not working. If I were to come to you and say, hey, this is not working, and you don't feel the same way, and then I go to do steps to proceed to dissolve the relationship, there will be an offense. Somebody not going to be happy about that because it wasn't amicable. We didn't both agree that this is the path that we wanted to take. It's like the surprise element. Somebody get divorce papers in the mail that they didn't know was coming concept, as opposed to us having a sit down. We're going through sessions with someone and we identify, hey, this is just not going to work futuristically for both you and I. We need to go ahead and dissolve this amicably. We need to sit here and split these things up together, identify what goes where, who goes where, when are we going to do this, how we're going to do this, how are we going to notify everybody, how are we going to proceed further, who's going to move out, who's staying in the house, things like that. Most people, unfortunately, don't understand the power of being amicable when you get ready to dissolve a relationship. And it makes it easier, not necessarily easy, but it makes it easier on all the parties that are involved, because there's more than just you, that person, and your immediate family that will have to deal with the dissolved relationship. But like I said, I think a lot of it goes back to one person not seeing that they need to go ahead and let this go.
That's so true, because in my sitting down with people, I always do an opening like this, especially if it's a couple. Like if I'm doing marriage counseling, it's just so crazy how we are wired psychologically. If it's my first time meeting with a couple, I do this exercise. Okay, I have a notebook for the husband, notebook for the wife, pen, pencil, whatever. I say, I want you to write down 5 things that you love about each other, then 5 things you can't stand about your spouse. And then I want you to turn your seats and begin to discuss what you've written about. 99.999% of the time, the first thing people start discussing is the things they don't like about each other. It's like we are programmed to minimize what we love about people and magnify what we don't like about each other.
I mean, we live in a society that is centered around negativity. It's not like we turn on the news and they talk about all the optimistic things happening in the world, So we don't watch the news and there's a whole lot of optimism. We're not looking at a bunch of television programming with a bunch of optimistic shows. People like friction. They like chaos. They like calamity, and they like negative energy. And because we live in a society, especially Western culture, where negativity sells, negative stuff is what people buy, then that's the reason why people respond that way, as opposed to, thinking from a different perspective and saying, you know what, I just absolutely adore the fact that you are A, B, C, and D. So when somebody normally has a conversation and they are instructed to write down the things that they feel like they need to work on in their relationship, say, hey, write down the things that you really enjoy about your purpose person and all those great things. And then write down the things that you think you guys could improve, the areas of improvement in your relationship. And, it's a way that we say it too, as thought leaders, instead of saying, don't write down things you don't like, say the areas you feel like you need to improve upon, as opposed to saying don't like. Don't like is very strong. When somebody says, I don't like such and such, as opposed to saying we can improve in this area. It's more cohesive when we talk about where we can improve versus I don't like.
See, y'all, she's always coaching me. She just gave me some adjustments I need to make in my presentation.
I'll send you the link to pay.
I got a cash app. You have to.
I'm gonna send you a link. No, we use Stripe.
But that's powerful, and that's one thing I love about your presentation, the language that you use, because versus me saying write down what you don't like about each other, that's just setting the time bomb for the
because if you say, oh, write down what I don't like about him,
right.
The pen going off, versus saying write down the areas where you feel like the two of you can improve. It's, first of all, it's going to provoke thought. It's going to take a moment for them to even consider as opposed to me. Because, when we say I, it's attack mode from there. So, people automatically, they go into this attack vibration to where, you know what, if you didn't do this, I don't like that. And and honestly, a lot of the things that we don't like, quote unquote, about our purpose person is just stuff that it's just things that we personally have little bitty nuances about that really have not made or broke the partnership. It's those little things that a person says, I just can't stand the fact that he leaves his boxes on the floor. Every time he come home, as soon as he come home, he just drop his pants. Yeah, but is that going to destroy your relationship ultimately?
No.
I don't think that'll destroy it ultimately. No. So is there a way that you can move if he does this in the same particular place every time, can you move a small dirty clothes hamper right there? See if that can resolve the problem. I mean, that's an easy resolve. If he's notorious for doing something in the same exact space at the same exact time every single day, then guess what? You could be proactive instead of reactive and say, let me just put the dirty clothes over here because this is where he drops his pants and his boxers and he heads to the shower every single time he comes home. If I do that, he can just dump his stuff right there and go take care of his business. The end.
Problem solved for everybody. Boom.
But then we have to make a big deal out of something like that and turn it into a whole boxing match. And the guy's like, I mean, you want me to take a shower? You don't. I mean,
Right.
which one you want? Let's talk about the bigger picture. You want me to be clean or you want me to be funky? Because
Right.
if I'm funky, you got a problem with that. So
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out how we're gonna work this out. You know, same way if a guy, but like me, I give you a perfect example.
Mhm.
And I got makeup stuff everywhere. So
Right.
if my purpose person says, hey, I'm gonna need you to, I'm not gonna expect him to pick up all my makeup and move it somewhere.
Right.
He's not gonna know where to put it anyway.
Right.
So it would be on the onus would be on me to say, let me go adjust this so that he can have the space that he requires in this lovely 2-sink bathroom that we got. One of the sinks is his, obviously. So
Right.
move your stuff. And it's the end. It's not, a lot of it's not rocket science. It's just a shift in mindset for the most part when it comes to how we think, how we perceive, and how we execute. If we can make some adjustments, then we can find ourselves saving a lot of relationships that are on the verge of being destroyed just by some simple adjustments, starting with mindset.
This is why she's one of my coaches, y'all. She is phenomenal. I like that purpose person.
That's what it is, your purpose person.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Can I start using that?
You can take it. Yeah.
'Cause, you know,
I'm working on your invoice now.
let me take my glasses off for this one. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I was in a dream and I heard this phrase, purpose person.
It's your purpose person.
That's great. I love that. I love that. I really like that. I'm gonna take that. And I'm telling you, the thing that I love about it is that these things are really pushing us to become solution driven.
Absolutely.
You know, because so many of us are analytically perfect at finding what's wrong with one another. But you know, something as simple as, okay, like you said, he dropped the boxes. Let me just put a hamper there. Problem solved for everybody. Cuts down the argument. You have a clean man, clean house.
That's what I'm after. Clean man. Praise God. Praise God.
You're
Drop your boxes, son of God.
Oh God. Listen, I could talk to you all day. I think you are phenomenal. I think your mind is 5 years ahead of what people are doing. Some people are doing. And that's, you know, I believe in the law of attraction. And I believe that you attract the kind of people that you respect. And I know that's why me and you clicked from that first day at Dr. Holmes' meeting when you were sitting in the audience and I was sitting on stage. I was like, me and her, we're going to click. I don't know how, because I never met you before,
Right.
Not knowing that you hearing me present that day would open up to now me having 2 books done with you. You're about to publish my solo book. That's why it's so important, guys, that you treat everybody nice. You know, I didn't act Hollywood. Coffee wasn't acting Hollywood. You know, everybody was just normal. And I had no idea what she did. So there was no hidden motive for me being nice to her. It was just, I'm meeting somebody.
Right.
I'm being polite. And look at what all has come from just being respectful to who you are and what you do. So I think that's the takeaway for all of us, that God always allows people that are ordained to be a part of your journey to cross paths with you. It's up to you to make it turn into what it needs to turn into.
Absolutely.
You know? So again, man, thank you so much for just being who you are. I think you're incredible. What else do you have? Because we're about to wrap up, but what else do you have going on? Because you got the publishing, you got the makeup. What else?
No makeup, accessories.
Accessories.
Accessories. I don't do
You don't
makeup.
sell makeup.
No, that's my daughter's ministry. That's not mine.
Now, I'm gonna tell you this. There is some. Can we talk about the oils?
Oh yeah.
I gotta place another order because let me tell you something. There's this Tom Ford. Good God Almighty. Let me tell you something. First of all, you gotta know how to put oil on.
Right.
When you put oil on, let me teach y'all real quick. You take your shower before you dry off. And it's important that you have the rub on. I used to have some around here. I don't know what happened, but I got, what is this right here? This is not one of hers, but it's the Baccarat. I got the Baccarat.
Yeah. Same concept.
Yeah. This roll-on thing, before you dry off, beloved, you just wet while you're still wet. Fresh out the shower. And then you put something here, bam, and do that on your hand.
There you go.
And let the glory of the Lord rise among us.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, you'll be smelling and cruising and just catching people's attention because you don't know if you got on the right amount of oil until you walk past somebody and the afterglow hits them.
Yeah. One of my students said the other day, he said, Miss Brown, he said, is it okay for me to ask you what you got on? Because you are my teacher. I said, child, that's all. He said, that right there? That's yeah. How much is that?
I'm telling you.
I said, son, we don't do no soliciting. This is a classroom, sir.
Right.
But holla at your girl on the way out. All right?
On the way out. I got you. I had on one of your oils the other day, and I went to Walmart, and I did the whole formula I just gave y'all, and this lady was with her husband, and they walked past me, and the lady said, excuse me, and I didn't know who you talking to. I turned around, she's like, yes, you. She said, can I come smell you?
I know her husband was like, what the hell is Jesus
He was looking at her like, really? She was like, no, I don't know what that is, but I need to get some of that for him.
Right.
And he came and, smelled me. It was like one of the most awkward moments. But I wanted to tell her, listen here, beloved, it smells like that on me. You got to find out what works with your
people. On him. Right. Yeah.
Because what smells like that on one person may not smell like that on somebody else.
Right.
But I mean, you got so many businesses, man. Like, let me hold something, Koffe.
You're so funny. But my accessory line, I'm revamping.
That's how she brushed past that.
Because he be trying. I'm trying to get him on the invoice. I'm trying to invoice him for all this stuff I done gave him doing the segment, and he's trying to let him hold something.
Give a little Holy Ghost handshake. Come on,
right? But I am revamping completely my accessory business. I have learned so much over the past 24 months. So I really have a different handle on execution going forward. So we'll be relaunching that up in the next few months or so. And other than that, in the publishing house, and of course, like you said about in the oils, I only keep that to my current clients. Okay. I kind of keep that to my current clients. But nonetheless, I ain't gonna turn nobody down. They want to smell good. Yeah, turn me down. Smell good. I'm gonna place an order as soon as we get off this. I promise you. But no, seriously though, the accessories, that business is really my baby. It's kind of like your t-shirts business. Mm-hmm. That's my real child, and I'm excited about the relaunch of that and branding it differently and stuff like that. So it's gonna be dope when we get done.
Don't you do graphics too?
I do all that all of my graphics and stuff that you see on my shows and all that. I do signatures and all kinds of good stuff. You can go on my website at DFG. DFGpublishingtoday.com, and you can see some of my graphic stuff that I've done.
All right, the last segment of this show, Koffe, we do something called wordplay. Now, are you a wrestling fan?
I am not.
You never see this? Man, you ain't really from Texas. You definitely not from Texas. You from Detroit. We're gonna change that. You ain't country girl no more. But in wrestling, there's something called tag team wrestling, right? So the way that we apply that to this word game is I'm going to say something and you tag in and elaborate on it. And we're just going to do it 3 times. All right?
Okay.
You ready?
Mm.
Your personal happiness is influenced by the words that come out of your mouth.
Ooh, your personal happiness is influenced by the words that come out of your mouth, which is a result of what you've been thinking about.
Bingo. The wise are cautious with their words.
And fools speak uninhibited and without restriction.
Let me find a good one. The last one got to be a good one. Let me see. No, I want to do that one. All right. Right words can get you out of any difficulty and trouble. The right words.
And the wrong words can cause you to find yourself staying longer in a place than you intended to, which can result in chaos, calamity, and future confusion.
Man, let's give it up for Coffee Brown. Unscripted. I feel like we're going to drink champs. Let's clap. Let's clap our hands. Unscripted, off the top of the dome. Coffee Brown, you are one of the brightest gifts of our generation of the kingdom. And I thank you so much for coming and blessing me. Thank you for everything that you've imparted into me. Please don't send me an invoice because I don't have nothing to give.
Really? After all that?
All I had to give was a broken heart.
Oh, wow. Torn apart. Okay, CC.
I got a CC Waters anointing. I promise you. That's all
Hilarious.
I got.
Hilarious.
But if anybody wants to contact you, how do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, they can go to Koffee10k.com. Koffe 10k.com has every single thing that we offer on our digital business card. Anything you want to know about us, any way you want to reach out to us for any reason, you can go there. We also have a free digital download, a 31-day journal that you can take advantage of as well as a gift.
Amazing. Amazing. So in closing, there may be, because coffee is inspirational to not just young ladies, but to young men as well. There may be a young entrepreneur that's watching this show today. I want to close the show out with you giving the final words to someone that's either in ministry, business, that's trying to get ahead, that may be at a place where they're stuck. What would you tell them?
In between success, there is a little bit of darkness, just a little bit. But usually it's darkest before the dawn. So what I would say to you, for those of you that are aspiring to become great and successful at whatever it is you put your hands to do, I would say to you, just keep pressing forward and remember that God has you, because he has never, ever, ever given us a vision without provision. And that is what I would encourage each and every one of you to understand and lean into, that he will not give you a vision and not provide the provision for that thing to come to pass. It is yours for the asking and yours for the taking.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, P.Koffe Brown, thank you so much. You are making not just an impact, but a huge difference in people's lives all across the country. And I pray that you continue to do what you do. You are, again, one of my favorite people on the planet. Anytime you need me for any books or, accessories, whatever you want me to partner with you, whatever, I'm with it. I'm with it.
All right.
You know how to get to the bag, so I'm with it. So thank you so much, Coffee. I appreciate you, and we will
Thank
talk
you,
to you
Pastor.
soon.
All righty. God bless.
God bless. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my girl, Coffee Brown, P.Koffe Brown. She rebuked me, y'all, for not putting the P in front of the coffee. So that is P.Koffe Brown. I'm telling you guys, you heard her. You heard the gems she was dropping. You heard the wisdom that she is encased in her mind through her experience, through her victories and her failures in life. You heard her. She's a mom, a business owner. She's doing it, y'all. I'm telling you, I don't mess with people that are not doing it. She is getting it done. So I want you to find her, support her, anything that she's doing. I'm telling you, she's quality people. quality people that will empower you. And if you're an up-and-coming author or whatever, take the chance. Holler at her. You never know. I'm not making no promises, and don't use my name because I got to keep that favor for me. But this is the season to bring everything to manifestation. And over here at Kingdom Conversation, we believe strongly that no one can stop you from becoming who you were created to be but you. So I pray that you guys were blessed by this show. Don't miss next week. We have some amazing guests. This is season 2 we're in, y'all. And I'm telling you, it's just going to keep getting better and better every week. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for everybody that was in the group chat room today. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Look for new stuff, new material from P.Koffe Brown. Look for my new music video, Another Chance, my new single, Another Chance. And thank you guys. I forgot to tell y'all, we hit #1 on the charts. My song, My Longing, is #1 on the charts. So thank you guys for supporting. Man, I gotta rearrange my bio. Got a #1 selling book and now a #1 single. We #1, y'all. God is good. Have an amazing day. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, you got this. It's your time and your season. God bless.